Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 31 of the Diversey BW Hotelier, the GM show. This season 2, the series is already into its 31st episode. Remember last season we had just done 22, and the way the demands are coming, I think we are going far. So we are going to be breaking all records as we bring you some of the finest talent India has in general management. General managers, area directors, cluster heads who manage some of the most expensive and finest properties across the geography of India. Today, we are in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. And before I introduce the stars, the topic of the show is leadership and operations, exploring the role of a GM as a leader in driving operational excellence across various departments. It's another very important topic that we've selected. And before I move any further, let me bring in my show partner, Diversey. Thank you. Back again. So, quick routine pointers to you. The show is held every Thursday and Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. I'm sure you're all watching live. Just in case you can't watch live, remember the recordings are there on weBBlast.com and across our social media platforms. Do share the registration links and the live links with your various groups and colleagues. Let them all watch. Now let me get on with the show, Leadership and Operations, exploring the role of a general manager as a leader in driving operational excellence across various departments. Today, my co-host and moderator is a wonderful leader, a great professional, Kanika Hasrat. Kanika Hasrat is the area director for Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, and is also the general manager of the extremely well-appointed and brand new Taj Lakefront in Bhopal. Welcome to the show, Kanika. Kanika, can you switch on?
Good evening. Lovely to see you here, Bhuvnesh.
Good evening. Now, Kanika heads a wonderful asset, as you can see. It's on the lakefront. It's a wonderful Corniche. I've stayed there. You have to be there to experience the hotel and the large region that she heads. Thank you, Kanika. Next in is my friend from Indore, Rohit Bajpai, who's the general manager of the Sheraton Grand Palace, Indore. Welcome to the show, Rohit.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bhuvnesh, and great being on the show as always with you.
And such a wonderful hotel you had. The facade says it all.
Thank you.
All right. Next in is Amit Paul. He's the general manager of the Hyatt Raipur. Welcome to the show, Amit. Can also
good evening, Mr. Khanna. Very good evening to you. Thanks for giving this opportunity, and good evening to all of my fellow colleagues and the audience.
Thank you. Next in is somebody where I want to be and want to be there soon is Vinod Nair. He's the general manager of the Ramada in Khajuraho. We know Khajuraho. Welcome to the show, Vinod. All right. Next in is Tanika Taneja. She logs in from Gwalior. She heads the extremely well-appointed and heritage hotel, the Taj Usha Kiran Palace. It's royalty writ large. I've stayed there. I know what it means. I stayed there for the first time in 1995, or was it 96? Welcome to the show, Tanika.
Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Good evening to everyone, and thank you for having me on this show. Thank you.
Delighted to have you on screen. Tanika, thank you for being there. Next in is Vidish Mhatre. He's the general manager of the brand new Wow Crest Indore. IHCL Selections, another wonderful hotel, and he comes in from Indore. Welcome to the show, Vidish.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show.
Such a pleasure. Last but not the least is Aman Dhondial. He's the general manager of the Jain Uma Palace. Very new there. Jain Uma, any of you who've not stayed there must be there. Again, a heritage hotel, has a whole lot of story behind it, from the stables to the horses to the Nawabi culture there. Welcome to the show, Aman.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna, and good evening all. Glad to get this opportunity to be on this show. Thank you so much.
We're delighted to have you here.
Likewise.
That completes the quorum and that completes the complete panel. All right. Now a bit on the show before I begin with Kanika Hasrat. Now, today we embark on a journey deep into the heart of India. Look, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh are the heart of India. We're right there, exploring Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and delving into the challenges and opportunities faced by general managers in cities like Bhopal, Indore, Raipur, Ujjain, Jabalpur, Gwalior, Bilaspur. The list is long. This is a very large piece of geography. And the spiritual and architectural marvel, Khajuraho. This episode uncovers the intricate web of leadership in luxury hospitality, examining innovations, technology, people skills, HR, and revenue aspects that define operational excellence. I think this sets the tone for the show directionally and what we're going to discuss. Let me roll in with my first question to you, Kanika, with your permission. Kanika, if you could share your insights into how the evolving landscape of Madhya Pradesh and the central region as a whole presents both challenges and opportunities for luxury hospitality. You're the area director for the entire piece and Uttarakhand and UP East. Tell me what strategies are being employed to position this region as a front runner in offering unparalleled guest experiences, one, considering the diverse culture, two, industrial, three, and of course, natural attractions. Over to you.
Thank you, Bhuvnesh, for having me here again. It's always a pleasure to speak to you and see my colleagues on the screen. You talk about Central India, a truly unexplored part of this country, a part of the country where most of us, had it not been for the job, may not have traveled through. But we are very fortunate to be exploring and selling this part. Central India is very diverse. It's very rich, as you may have heard, in mineral ore, and that means it is very rich in forest cover. It is a green part of the country, and that is the responsibility each of us have to sell this part of the country while maintaining our values for sustainability, developing the right way, growing responsibly, and taking our community along. One of the biggest things which I think we have managed to do, and I head the hotel in Bhopal, the Taj Lakefront Bhopal, is to actually imbibe the values of Madhya Pradesh in our entire cuisine, entire philosophy of art, architecture in the hotel, as well as promote this to the rest of the country. For a city which is unfortunately known for a poor incident which happened about 20 years ago, to today, our job is to change the history of the place. We are also responsible for building the new stories for the destination. As a responsible hotelier, and something we managed to do well is talk about the tribal cuisine, the art. These are unexplored parts. I myself am a true believer in the jadi booties and the efficacy of what they can manage to do. It's about promoting that to the rest of the country while doing it through our holistic cuisine, the history of the land, as well as growing people from the local community as part of our jobs. So at my hotel in Bhopal, we have about 80% of people who belong to Madhya Pradesh today. While we opened the hotel, we were only 30% of people from Madhya Pradesh. That is a direction we took within the last 2 years. And today we are 80% Madhya Pradeshis in that hotel. Our job is to grow economy, and that is what we are doing. So yes, big responsibility. It is also an area which is very underexplored as far as the industry goes. Coal, iron ore, other major industries, roadways. I mean, both the states are very large, Chhattisgarh as well as Madhya Pradesh. So travel from one end to the other takes forever. Our role is also to help that infrastructure grow. We are fortunate because hotels come in, chicken and egg story, the airline comes in and the tourist comes in. So there has been positive impact, slow but steady.
Yeah, in more ways than one, Madhya Pradesh is also the cultural capital of India, right? So there's so much of culture. And this is where the so-called Hindi heartland hands over the Hindi side of the business and moves down south. But I also earlier called the central provinces, bang next door. It's also the political hot seat of the largest, at one time, the largest geographical state of India. How many states do you guys share boundaries with? 8?
We have actually, the beauty of Madhya Pradesh is it's surrounded by Rajasthan, Maharashtra, little bit of Gujarat, very small bit, of course, Chhattisgarh on one side, UP on a very large side. Central province is truly central because the cuisine is an amalgamation of everyone together. And that's where the challenge comes in, but also the authenticity of the land comes in.
For all those people who've not ventured into Madhya Pradesh gives you what no other state gives you, right? It's also the home for the best gaming resorts in the country, right? So, and thank you, Kanika, you've really set it up well. Let me roll in back to you and hand over the baton, and you take it from here.
Thank you so much, Bhuvnesh. Thank you for this opportunity and delighted to chat with my colleagues on this panel. Let me take this opportunity to introduce Rohit. Rohit's obviously heading this beautiful palace property, which you can see in his backdrop. He is at Indore at the Grand Sheraton. Rohit, Madhya Pradesh is different. It is a relative, Indore while is a very bustling, cleanest city of India. That's the beauty of what we challenge ourselves to do and as Indians can do. And you head this lovely hotel over there. Tell me, what are your challenges as a general manager while working in this bustling city, but relatively unexplored state?
Good evening once again, everyone, and fellow colleagues and everybody who's tuned in. Thank you, Kanika, for giving me this opportunity. And yes, you're absolutely right. Indore is a bustling place. And I always tell a lot of people who speak to me from Delhi, Bombay, that, what Delhi and Bombay is to India, Bhopal and Indore are to Madhya Pradesh, right? One is the administrative capital, and Indore, of course, is the melting pot of businesses, of industries, of manufacturing, of food. Indori street food is very well known, very bustling, the Chappan Dukan, the Sarafa bazaars of the world, the Radlami saves and whatnot, So Indore is actually a very, very bustling city. And when a city is bustling and when a city is doing well, we are trying to do a 7th year straight on Swachh Abhiyan this year. And I think it'll be 7 straight times when Indore will be selected as the cleanest city of the country. And I've got into this good habit where I segregate at my home also. So it gives you a lot of good things. It's a very good combination of an old world, new world, melting pot of culture, business, industry, and of course brings challenges along with it. And as you rightly mentioned, Kanika, and the question sort of stares us in the face as to what challenges, and I tell you, challenges are huge, especially for us as hoteliers. And like Bhuvnesh rightly said, it's right in the middle. What that does to us, of course, it has two sides of the coin, brings together a lot of mobility factor. but also brings us the other way mobility where people, especially our staff. So I think staff and quality of people is the biggest challenge a city like Indore face. Bombay is just overnight on the bus. Delhi is overnight on the bus. There's Ahmedabad nearby. There's Kanika's Bhopal nearby. So Indore as a city, I think the biggest challenge the industry faces right now, speaking on behalf of Indore hoteliers, and I'm sure when Videsh comes on, you can seek his views too. I think the quality and the retention of staff is a challenge. We have been facing that, and since thankfully COVID passed by, and after that the markets have opened up, I think it's becoming a very, very tough thing to retain and have quality staff. I think the second bit also again refers to a people-centric thing, because I always segregate business in three buckets: people, product, process. So I think people, another challenge is also of getting the quality vendors, because what happens is there are a lot of good vendors available in Bombay, Delhi. When you want to get them to Indore, especially for a hotel like us, which is a MICE and a wedding-centric hotel, high-end weddings, destination weddings, the local crop and the rice has to be grown in our case when it comes to vendor development in Indore. So there are many a times when we get people who are doing a wedding or destination wedding, and of course their standards and their requirements are of the level of Bali or Macau or a Delhi or a Bombay, or a Dubai, and it is not impossible to get things here. But if the vendors are localized, the quality is improved localized, it will be a win-win situation for everyone. So I think that is a second challenge which we face as hoteliers in this dynamic, bustling hotelier environment. But of course, barring the challenges, there are great points too. Every year I see that I've been here 4 years now. I opened the hotel, but from there to now, even pre and post COVID era that I see, the city is developing. There are malls opening up. We were very, very fortunate and honored to host the G20 this year, which happened for the agricultural group and of course then the cultural group. So city is bustling, it's growing, with great power. Like Spider-Man said, great power comes great responsibility. And I think as hoteliers, our responsibility keeps growing every day with city bustling, that we develop people, we retain people, we develop vendors, and the quality overall goes up. I hope I was able to answer a little bit of what you asked.
No, very valid. I do believe manpower and, like you rightfully said, vendor development is a challenge. These are unexplored parts, but we are front runners, right? We come when no man dares to go before.
Absolutely.
So, man or woman, sorry.
Even a woman, no man and a woman, yeah, because I believe in equality.
Thank you for that. No, so yes, hands full. Challenges are there, and that's why we are there. Let me also call in Amit Paul onto this conversation. Amit heads the Hyatt in Raipur. As you're aware, Raipur is a city bustling with industrial, coal, iron ore is the norm, and he takes on this challenge. Amit, tell us how you manage your business with this demand of growth in Raipur, and what are the challenges you foresee, and what are you doing to tackle them?
Thank you, Kanika. Very good evening to you, and thanks, Mr. Khanna, and very good evening to all the audience. Little bit of a backdrop on Chhattisgarh, less known. I've been leading this hotel for the last 1 year. Interestingly, it contributes about 1/3 to steel and iron ore for this India. Very staggering numbers actually. 1/3 of steel and iron ore, and the city landscape is so steel is Balco, Bharat Aluminium, and steel is Bhilai Steel Plant primarily. Aluminium is Balco. 2 powered by NTPC, which is the biggest center in India. That's pretty much the ecosystem that we have, and the 100 and 200 of MSMEs that supports. That's in a way drives hotel in Chhattisgarh. And of course, the burgeoning leisure as well. We don't talk much about, but that's about 60-70% of the transient that comes in, that contributes to the MICE as well. Coming to this, of course, the challenges and the opportunities, and this is why I guess the city is also called as the, I mean, aptly, the main theme is industrial and mining industry. What I have realized, I mean, just to bucket it into micro issues and at a hotel level. At a hotel level, I think we are struggling with the same. Talent is the big key, which is, I mean, particularly after COVID, people moving to retail and especially down the line staff. Even, I mean, we don't not struggling much with the HODs, to be honest, as much as we are, struggling with the down the line stuff. So we are also trying to meet with universities and all that to mitigate that. And of course, supply side. But on the micro issue, I think we are also in talks with the state government, because we see immense opportunity together with challenges of a convention center, for example. With so much steel conclaves happening, we needed a big convention center. I mean, they're already in talks. We are trying to be a catalyst to that, to the state government as well as the retail, the real estate guys as well, like something in Noida, Pragati Maidan example. The state lacks, and I think this will be a huge demand driver. Connectivity is another thing, because, out of that 60-70% transient, almost about 40% is the mix of international travelers, which does not have a direct flight. So interestingly, we have tabled this to the state committee as well. So there is an ideation of a miniature aerocity, and there is a very dynamic, HNIs here which travel out as well. So something on those lines is being developed as well, which was a challenge and which can be converted into an opportunity. And last but not the least, what I think, I'm sure, Kanika, you would agree, because it's an offshoot, it's a carved out of MP, which is the highest forest area land. 3 national sanctuaries we have access to, 11 national sanctuaries, 3 national parks, a huge opportunity for wellness, tourism and ecotourism. It can be, I think Chhattisgarh and MP together can be the next big thing after Kerala. And some getaway for the those mining guys. It can bring in footfalls with the leisure domestic guys as well. So that's something which is an opportunity as well that we are trying to drive in.
Thank you, Amit. No, you're absolutely right. These are definitely unexplored parts of the country. And the more we do to promote it within our own circles and within our own companies in different cities where our hotels may be based, the more the footfalls and more Indians discover this heartland of India. Thank you. I'll now call on the panel. Vinod Nair heads the Ramada, the oldest hotel, if I can say it, in Khajuraho, the beautiful temple city of Khajuraho, very renowned. The first city to get international track. And ask you, what are the challenges and opportunities you have selling luxury as a hospitality partner to this city of Khajuraho? What are the challenges you've seen? Has business really grown over the last few years? And it is definitely a splendid city. What are the other opportunities we can have there? Vinod?
Vinod, you're muted.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Bhuvanesh. Good evening, all of you. Good evening, viewers. Thank you so much for bringing me here. This wonderful discussions. Once it is before coming to challenges and opportunities, I hope many viewers are not known much about the Khajuraho. Basically, belongs to Kerala. When I was studying on 7th or 8th standard, I came to know a little bit about the Khajuraho. Apart from that, there is not much details in this place. I hope a small brief, it will be a help who doesn't know about Khajuraho, who plan to visit the city. Khajuraho is an ancient city known for magnificent temples and intricate sculptures. The city have a beautiful 28 temples. It's famous for its intricate and elaborate erotic sculpture. The temples built between 950 and 1050 CE are a UNESCO World Heritage. Although city have a Adiwat tribal and folk museums, Panna National Park. Last couple of years, many travelers from different countries, they used to visit this Panna National Park and they could see the all animals like tigers and all. We have Rena Waterfalls, Panna Waterfalls, Jain Museum, and many more. So if anyone would have to come to the Khajuraho, I think this information will be helpful. Then coming to my questions about the opportunity and challenges, let me start with the opportunity. Here, opportunity means there is a less competitions once it comes to the hotel sector. Altogether, we have around 34 hotels. And once it comes to the premium segment, there will be only below 10 hotels. Apart from that, abundant sightseeing opportunities in Khajuraho present a unique advantage. Now, Khajuraho transforming into a wedding destination is a brilliant development. The city architectural splendor and serene surrounding provide an enchanting backdrop for the weddings. This shift boosts the hospitality sector and contributing significantly to the local economy. Increasing interest and both inbound and domestic tourists present a significant opportunities for Khajuraho hotels. The influx of inbound guests from countries like France, Italy, Korea, Spain, and Japan. Recently, more travelers is from Japan and Belgium present a promising outlook for the Khajuraho hotels as they do operating more groups in next years. Therefore, combining in inbound and domestic tourists can lead to high occupancy rates for the hotel and maximizing revenue potential. Now, once it comes to the challenges, as my colleagues Rohit and Amit is clearly mentioned, the first main challenge is the limited connectivity and the local supply chain issues. As of now, hotels are depending on vendors from Delhi in terms of hotel essential supplies. I would suggest in collaborating with the local businesses for a sustainable supply chain and exploring ways to enhance transportation infrastructure could contribute to overcoming these hurdles. I'm damn sure this will be seamless. This will ensuring a seamless luxury experience. Obviously, government had made a massive initiative for Delhi Khajuraho road improvements, but improving road connectivity from Delhi to Khajuraho is a positive step for tourism. However, expanding air and train services would further amplify accessibility, attracting broader range of travelers. Another issue my colleagues has already said about the skilled laborers. Even this is promising to observe positive changes in the availability of skilled workers in last couple of years. Still, we are continuing with our efforts in attracting professionals from other states. Some kind of improvements are there in the last couple of years, but still, we are facing the same challenges. I hope capitalizing on these effective marketing strategies, highlighting the exclusivity of the destination and collaborating with the local tourism initiative can help to make a luxury hospitality hub in Khajuraho. Few examples I have, about the dance festival, which will be conducted on February. It has got a massive success. If you come to our fans on this February, especially during this period, you won't be getting any room. ARR of all the rooms will be on the higher side. So these festivals often provide a fantastic opportunity to showcase cultural richness and attract visitors. Also, the city have a rich history, is played a significant role in the diamond industry, while currently restrictions on tourist access poses challenges, but some area, even our tourists also can be accessed. Indeed, Implanting these strategies, initiatives, and address challenges and leverage unique attractions can significantly enhance Khajuraho tourism sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. You are based in a beautiful city, a lot of history, and of course, those beautiful monuments. And it's lovely to hear that inbound tourism is coming in. It's
Absolutely.
lovely to hear Belgium and Japanese are looking at this destination. Yes, infrastructure has been an agenda with the Indian government, and we're all very proud to see so many parts of the country now accessible. I think we need better roads in our central parts too. Thank you. I now call on the other lady on the panel, Tanika. Similar sounding names, confusion of course, but Tanika heads this gorgeous palace, the Usha Kiran Palace at Gwalior. Recently renovated, open post extensive renovation, a 142-year-old palace. Tanika, what are the challenges and strategies you have in mind to promote the luxury as well as the historical significance of Gwalior?
Good evening, Ms. Hasrat. Good evening, everyone. Well, I won't call it challenges. There would be actually opportunities which we are working on and soon, flourish at. One of them would be maybe preserving the heritage of the palace while delivering modern amenities. Today's guest is well-traveled, been to the best destinations, most luxury hotels. So they do would want that kind of luxury, amenities, comfort at a place which is 142 years old, as you correctly said. So keeping the heritage intact, keeping the culture intact, and maintaining that perfect balance of the old world charm and the new world trends is something that we are continuously working on. Apart from that, it would also be creating a better ecosystem. Of course, as most of us have already said that commuting and connectivity is something that would, of course, enhance the footfall. Gwalior, as such, has come a long way already. We have a good airport. The flights are running from most of the all of the metros. We've got our multiple trains coming up and down. But of course, more focus on the infrastructure where people have connectivity from smaller cities, other destinations, so that more and more people come and get the luxurious experience here. Another point would be our constant training of our associates. We are here reliving heritage, reliving history. Every associate here has to have that deep connection with it, the deep understanding of what history actually is all about. Every corner of the palace has a story to tell. In fact, on every day, sometimes we have a new discovery, and then we do the research, understand what it was, and have a new story to tell to our guests. And each associate here has to have the feeling. It's not just about the regular service standards or the regular luxury trends that we have to follow. We also have to follow the history of the place, where the associates can tell the story to the guests so that they get the deep connection to this place and they actually relive being the Maharaja and the Maharani here. So we continue that. So we have come again a long way with these regular trainings. And of course, the day and age we are living in, marketing is of course something which is absolutely at the pinnacle. A lot of people need to know more about the city. Gwalior as a city should also turn very soon into the regular known your destination wedding place, a regular known staycation place where people can just sit at home, know enough about it, plan a holiday, and just experience the luxury. So as I said, that all these challenges soon are turning into opportunities, and we will certainly make it happen.
Very optimistic, Tanika. All the very best. New location for you, but definitely a gorgeous palace, royal history, and a destination which is a UNESCO World Heritage City now. So beautiful. Congratulations and all the best. I'll now invite Vidish onto the panel. Vidish, when I opened the Taj Lakefront Bhopal, I remember being told by almost everyone, how did Taj come into Bhopal and not Indore? Because Indore is the financial capital of MP. It is the Mumbai for Madhya Pradesh. And very proud to see an IHCL flag up there with the wow crest Indore. So Vidish, congratulations on that opening, now 3 months old. Ready to, I mean, already rocking and rolling, but lovely to see it coming on in full force. Tell me, what is the role of innovation you see in management practices that can help Indore grow further? Indore is already a very strong spiritual connect. How do you think industry and innovation will help it grow?
Meaning is Sasrat. So Indore has a very, apart from being a commercial capital and also fondly known as mini Bombay of Madhya Pradesh, has a very rich history. It was ruled by Holkars for almost 250 years, and like how the infrastructure is driven by they say that the infrastructure in the country is driven by Nitin Gadkari. That time Ahilyabai Holkar was instrumental in redeveloping a lot of temples which got destroyed. So right from Banaras and Ghats in Banaras to Mahakaleshwar, Omkareshwar, all the temples were rebuilt by Devi Ahilyabai Holkar. So Indore itself has a lot of spiritual connect, and people, if not business, they travel only to visit the two Jyotirlingas that are located in very close proximity to the city. So as part of an organization which is 120-year-old and known to build destinations in the country, such as Goa, Kerala, I would say Indore is our second innings for IHCL, where we had a hotel earlier and we are coming back to the city. So our job mainly is to ensure that we take these highlights of the city and promote it through our various promotions. So what we are working on right now is, creating a divine trail which can have a 3-day itinerary or 4-day itinerary which will cover the Jyotirlingas. We're also working with our sister hotels where there is already a train that runs from Varanasi to Indore. So it will connect the Kashi Vishweshwar and the two Jyotirlingas within the which are located close to the Indore. Apart from that, we also have noticed that in terms of operations, the guests who come here, they mainly come on a leisure to visit temples. So we have reworked on a menu configuration where we have a maximum configuration of buffet menu composition of vegetarian items. Like our many city hotels where we have veg and non-veg items, on the same buffet, it hurts the sentiment of people because they have breakfast and go to the temple. So we reworked on that. We have very minimalistic menu in terms of non-vegetarian items during breakfast buffet. So being located close to Jyotirlingas, we also have a welcome amenity, which is a customized Rudraksha bracelet that we offer our guests upon arrival. We also are working with the tourism board where we can organize a small puja for somebody who wants to actually pay, spiritual visit to one of these Jyotirlingas and also to local temples. Apart from that, we are also working with the tourism board to adopt one of the sites, temple sites within the city of Indore, where we can maintain it in terms of cleanliness. That was on a spiritual part. Now the cuisine of Madhya Pradesh, that is the Malwa cuisine, which has an influence of Maharashtrian cuisine, the Rajasthani cuisine and Gujarati cuisine, is not spoken of by anyone. So we are probably the first hotel in the city, in our category of hotels in the city of Indore, to introduce a Malwa cuisine thali, where we have gone back to the local cuisine, local people and got recipes from their grandmothers and curated special thali which is based on the Malwa cuisine, which is actually, the day we started, it has a lot of takers and it's becoming quite popular. So I think in terms of innovative practices, it is more of taking cues from what the city has and proposing it on the global media or the social media and talking about it so that people come to the city and have a reason to visit the city.
So I also think, Kanika, if I may,
Please.
Indore has a lot of industry next door. Pitampur is one example of that. And it is also the transport center of the country, which is where the traffic moves from west to east and from north to south, and which is where the interchange takes place. So Indore, from that perspective, is the center of India.
Yes, in fact, now we have a lot of logistical organizations that are set up in Indore. We have a lot of Pitampur, as you rightly said, is the industrial belt. And the third thing that is coming into Indore is the new super corridor, which will have all the
Yes.
IT companies, because the cost of labor for IT companies in tier 2 cities would be much cheaper. Also, the real estate. So there is a lot of influx of IT companies that is coming into this.
In fact, just to add to what Bhuvneshji was saying and Videsh was also saying, there is a very beautiful racetrack which is coming up called Natrax.
Yeah.
It's right now it's ready for Formula 2 and Formula 3, and they are readying it for Formula 1 as well, which is it's about 40 kilometers from Indore. Natrax will actually be the next choice after the Greater Noida track for all Formula 1s to happen, and I think in about 6 to 8 months' time it's going to be ready. So I think that's going to be another jewel in the crown of the city, I think.
Excellent. Sorry, Kanika.
Not at all. Very valid points, and great to hear that investment in new fortes. Sports has been a new business in many of our cities. Formula 1, definitely. Hopefully, we're going to pull some from Noida soon, right? Central India.
There's room for everybody.
Aman is my colleague in Bhopal, somebody who stays and works. Sorry. Aman works close to me in Bhopal and he's at the beautiful Jahanuma Palace, historical, known for its cuisine and for the, basically it is a place where people say that there is culture of Bhopal still resides in that palace. So Aman, you have a huge responsibility on your shoulder. Tell us, what is it that you see as a way forward as well, and what are the challenges you see while you're managing this truly historical palace?
Hi, Kanika, and hello, everyone. Good evening. So you've given a brief introduction about the place. In fact, Mr. Khanna also gave a brief introduction about the property. So it's actually a heritage hotel which was converted, a palace which was converted into a heritage hotel and then moved to a five-star hotel now. Has a very rich culture, rich heritage, and a rich legacy. That's something which we are taking it forward. So when we talk about royal heritage, what comes to our mind is the epitome of luxury, and not just a materialistic luxury. We are focused towards the experiential luxuries and experiential services. Bhopal Begum, Begums were always known for their hospitality, and as a brand, Jahanuma Group, we are driving this hospitality and taking this legacy forward. There are challenges. See, we've spoken about the challenges. The other counterparts, the other speakers have also spoken about the challenges in Madhya Pradesh. Of course, one is the infrastructure. The second is connectivity. The third challenge, I would again, repeat it. What we are facing is the team. The hotel like ours, we need the right team who understand the sentiments and the culture of Bhopal, and who are ready to resonate, the culture and the heritage to our travelers when catering to them. I can proudly say that we have a team, and we have such team, who is focused on delivering luxury experiences to our guests. The only challenge comes in when we have to replace them, when they part their ways, and that is when we face a challenge to get the best and the right talent to our hotel, to make sure that the luxury and the heritage is also delivered. Opportunities are immense and plenty. I would say first and foremost is about making the travelers aware of the rich heritage of Bhopal. There are a lot of experiential travelers who are yet not aware of the rich heritage and the culture of Bhopal. Women in India, especially, are not aware that this city was ruled by women for 4 consecutive generations. So that is something which we also focus on, and there are a lot of other aspect to the hotel, which we focus, so that to ensure that this the culture is also driven, and it is also being showcased to our travelers.
Excellent. Yeah. So, Kanika, we've come to the middle part of the session. We'll take a short 15-20 second break, and I'll come back to you after that. Thank you, Diversey. Kanika, I'll slip in another big question to you. Considering the big geography that you had, it's only appropriate that I put this across to you. Tell me, managing luxury hospitality across Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, UP East, take for instance Bhopal, Indore, Ujjain, Devas, Jabalpur, Gwalior. I don't think very many states have got so many bright cities, if I may say, must require a unique approach. How do you envision aligning the region's rich cultural, historical tapestry with the demands of, modern luxury hospitality? Taj is already putting its first foot forward. So are the other brands. The industry is headed towards luxury hospitality, if I may say. Additionally, could you also shed light on the distinctive role this region plays in contributing to the larger narrative of Indian tourism and hospitality?
So luxury hospitality is actually about putting destinations on the map. Luxury hospitality is also about showcasing the best of our states to our guests. Luxury hospitality, and we're very fortunate to be in gorgeous destinations like Bhopal, Ujjain, Khajuraho, Raipur, Indore, Gwalior, where we have so much to offer, whether it's palaces, whether it's nature, whether it's our temples, whether it is our spiritual tourism, whether it is the cleanest city, or even the beautiful lakes of Bhopal. So there's much to offer, but for us as hoteliers, the biggest challenge is how do we become authentic about our experiences? Not about getting the Rajasthani folk music or dance into our state just because we border with it. It's about trying to develop something very unique to our destination. It's about being something which is very true to where we belong. And also it is about showcasing passion to study the destination and do more for it. So also as leaders who are in different hospitality brands, one of our bigger challenges would be how do we develop experiences without copying from each other. When I say authenticity, it's also innovation. But while lots of people say that copying is the biggest respect you will get, or is the most if somebody admires you only then they copy. But for us as hoteliers, it's about trying to delve deeper and to seeing what else we could do about our destinations. When I give you an example about Bhopal, Jahanuma Palace, my colleague Aman, he heads a hotel which has a legacy for beautiful Bhopali cuisine, headed by the royal family, managed by the family. When we came into Bhopal, one of our biggest tasks was how not to try and do the same cuisine, but try and develop something new. So that's when we actually had our executive chef who went and worked and stayed with the tribals for a week to learn the authentic cuisine, because Madhya Pradesh otherwise doesn't have much of its own cuisine, apart from 41% of the land being covered by tribals and there for us. So that cuisine came to our hotels. We try and be as authentic as possible about it. We have people coming and training our teams, and we offer this beautiful tribal thali, which is truly very popular today. And that's when I say our jobs also as hoteliers is to try being authentic, showcase the passion, and build our destinations.
Yeah, excellent. So that's, the challenges from Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh are a lot different than the other places. The hotels are there. There are more coming in. Look at the pipelines over there. The opportunities are immense. I think the only way is up. The connectivity is also excellent. I mean, Gwalior is connected by air, road and rail. You're not too far from Agra and Delhi, so you can be part of the circuit, so on and so forth. So great. So let me hand this back to you, Kanika, and roll on from here.
Thank you, Bhuvnesh. You're right. As most hospitality brands are saying, tier 2 and tier 3 cities are the future. We have a lot of unexplored lands over here. Coming back to my friend from Indore at the beautiful Grand Sheraton, Rohit, you mentioned G20 with you. MICE is the opportunity forward. You have this beautiful palace hotel over there. Tell us, what is it that you see in the role of general manager? How do you navigate this demand for MICE? How do you manage the dynamics of this business?
Thank you, Kanika. And as you rightly said, things are moving forward. Things are, at a very rapid speed when it comes to business development in Central India. And MICE is one sector which you, like I rightly said, mentioned to you about G20. If you see previous years, MICE used to be IRCON, Doctors Conference, this, that, but it's going to another new level now. With smart city conclaves happening, people of sister cities coming from Johannesburg, Sydney, Moscow, Leningrad. You have G20s happening. Next year is even more action packed. So I think it's a great time that we are in. I would like to add another dimension to it, which includes the weddings. As MICE grows, so are the weddings, and our Prime Minister's call to wed in India, if I can say that is a line. I think it's a great line. I think it means great for us. I think it's only going to take us forward. And like you said, with a hotel like ours, and I respect the fact that everybody offers heritage, be it Usha Kiran Palace or Jahanuma or the Khajuraho Hotel of Vinod. We offer something with a difference. We are a brand new Greco-Roman, grandmother with a lipstick avatar. And we sort of, look at a different kind of MICE and different kind of weddings that we do. Of course, having 150 hotels in India and being a part of Marriott International that we are, that brings great responsibility and great challenges, because there are people who are, not only coming to Indore, being a central point of Delhi and Bombay as a destination, but they're also going to JW Golf Shire in Bangalore. They're also going to W Goa. They're also going to, our new one in Coorg, and they're going to Westin and Rishikesh. So there lies the challenge and the opportunity being to create and standardize experiences, like I said previously, whether with respect to the people, product or service. As you know, Marriott International is well known for the processes that we follow, the kind of business that we do. It's the way we do our business and not the business that we do. So of course, processes gets taken care of, but again, to streamline those processes with people, providing very standardized experiences throughout the country. You will not believe, when I did the G20 this year, the group had arrived from Bali. Now they are coming from Bali, staying there in the Ritz-Carlton Reserve and the Mandapa and the Westin, and then they come to Indore where they have the next meeting, and here I am, who has to give them the same experience, if not lesser or more. And and another feather in the cap, I call it in the feather in the cap for our hotel, is we are a vegetarian hotel. We are a pure vegetarian hotel in Central India, which offers the entire offerings of vegetarian, and we take into local things in consideration. Taking a leaf out of your book, Kanika, we celebrated the International Year of the Millets this time. And imagine showcasing millets to all agricultural ministers of G20 countries in a vegetarian format. So there are opportunities. Business brings in opportunities. You gotta take. The harder the forehand is hit at you, the better the chance you have to volley it and win the point. I look at it that way, and I think it's only going to go forward. Wed in India, I think it's going to take the level to another level. If at least even 1% people listen to Mr. Modi, and I wish my son was old enough to get married, I would have done that. But nonetheless, we'll wait for a few years. But having said that, I think great opportunity in this sector, like you rightly said, Kanika. MICE is booming. The wedding business is booming. And we can only take it forward with the right approach as professionals, adding to the charm and adding value to the city where we work in.
Thank you, and kudos, vegetarian hotel serving millets to the world and teaching them something new. Brilliant. So Amit, we spoke about people and HR challenges earlier. We spoke about how tough it is to now develop that new talent for our industry. However, what is it that you believe that can be done, or what you already do, to build that seamless experience for a really luxurious discerning client?
I think one of the biggest challenge for all of us, I guess, at least particularly this location, I mean, Raipur definitely in my last 1 year has been talent mobilization. In fact, I think, I don't know how much you would agree with me. Still, the main learning has been for me for the last 1 year has been the lower level, the hands on the floor, the deck, who really delivers the service till supervisor level. That's where the major attrition happens. I don't know how much you would agree to that, but this is what I've seen in Raipur. And we are seeing, no matter if you get the best of HODs, even if you get the best of HODs, I mean, they have to get the job done through the middle and the lower middle that's formed the backbone of the service delivery, actually. So this we are seeing a constant, and of course there are challenges in this location. So we don't expect. What I've seen is that people don't stay back. Little talented guys, they are lured in by other cities. Very easy, good brands, neighboring cities. So the attrition is high. So how we have approached is what we have thought that what can we do as a chain, Hyatt, and how we can partner with private universities, and more importantly, I don't know, in Chhattisgarh there is no apprenticeship. That adds on to the issue, actually. Otherwise we have apprenticeship, you can fill in little engineering guys or housekeeping guys and all that. So we had approached, so what we did is that we collaborated with a few private universities, and we thought that, okay, let's bring down the turnaround, then let's increase the turnaround. Let's increase our focus on the vocational courses. And housekeeping guy who is having the skill set, but not necessarily the academic, who is needy a little bit, probably can be given an 8 to 10 months, course, given a diploma, and then he gets on to us. Gets within 8 to 10 months of a duration. So that's bringing the continuity, which is the key actually to your hotel. Fresh blood in, and you don't need housekeeping, front office, and F&B service in particular. Of course, culinary is more skilled out. We can't do on those lines, but those talks and conversation has helped us a little. In Hyatt, what we have also done is that we have seen how we can fast track supervisory level. So we had gone into and inducted a program which fast track supervisor. Otherwise in an industry normally it takes about 3 to 4 years if you are reasonably talented to get to supervisory level. So we are thinking, okay, how to bring it down to, let's say, 2 years, and get and enroll them into into a course. Divide this into 2-3 phases. Give them a salary which is a little higher than entry level, 12 months, 15 months, and down the line, then directly hire them as fresh recruits. And if they don't like Raipur, example, or Indore or whatever, you have the choice to move within the chain in other location. So at least you get the fresh continuity of blood for 18 months or 15 months. They're excited because they're, and in a positioning level, there is a little higher from the entry level as well, and they're getting the, I think that fits in. That's where something that we are also thinking on those lines. These are something that we are toying out actually. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that was a learning to hear there's no apprenticeship program. I think that's an opportunity to leverage your connects with the tourism team also, and maybe do a skill development only for tourism. But well done. I think all you being agile and trying to do more as far as people, that's a learning for or need for all of us also. So Vinod, you are at this beautiful architectural city of Khajuraho. What are some of your revenue streams that are associated with architectural tourism, as well as some other revenue generating ideas which you employ?
Yes, Kanya, you did a good question actually. Yeah, obviously, architectural tourism often brings multiple revenue stream to a destination like Khajuraho. Once it comes to the hotel, these are architectural packages can be designed. Special like packages for the guests that includes tour guide, providing an immersive experience, cultural workshops. We can do it, or activities within the hotel. Hotel allowing guests to engage with the local traditions and crafts, or there's a souvenir shops inside the hotel. And we have a beautiful dances, there's a cultural programs are here. There's a locally one. It's like folk dances, Roy dances, Diwali. This last couple of times, I have seen that when this foreign clients comes, when they've seen this kind of traditional things, they are even ready to pay for a good amount for that. And they are delighted with the programs. And in terms of bringing the revenue, as a collaboration with the local tours operators, campaigning, accommodation, transportation, other amenities. This everything can do. Not only that, once it comes to the government, tourist entry fees and a tour guide, and cultural events and festivals. Earlier, I said about the February Dance Fest, which was got massive success. These all, and moreover, this collaborating with online influencers or travel bloggers to promote the hotel is also the best option. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you for that insight. You seem to be having some success with that. All the very best. My next question to Tanika. Tanika, give us some ideas. How do you maximize cultural and historical tourism? You are in a city which has got a history of its own. What are some of the strategies you deploy?
Well, there are enormous number of opportunities, starting with the immersive experiences. We have curated absolutely customized packages where we've got luxury stays and unique cultural experiences collaborated together to attract more and more people. And one of the biggest advantage is the association with the royal lineage. In many other places, people would have just thought or heard such things in fairy tales, that there is a Maharaja Sahab, there is a Maharani Sahab. We have them just next to us, and this is where they have dined, this is where they have had evening high tea, and that is where the guests come in and experience being there in the fairy tale, experience the reality of it, and of course the luxury quotient, which no matter where you go, you won't get it to that prim. And of course, one of the most available opportunity these days is the travel influencers. They are looking for something which is unique. Gwalior is full of temples, experiences, Gwalior Fort, Apart from that, the culinary experiences, the Maratha cuisine, we are very well known for it. And that is a story that every travel influencer who has millions of followers would like to share with their followers, because they also want new stories, they want uniqueness. And that is something that we have, which would attract them. So travel influencers, bloggers is the next key and the opportunity that we are exploring and will continue exploring. Apart from that, of course, our Pathya initiative, we've got immense culture, craftsmanship here, that we are not only giving them opportunity, but also promoting them across, whether they are these, Gwalior is known for being the land of music. And throughout the day, till the evening, we have different kind of music playing at all our public areas. We have Chanderi, as you yourself said. Chanderi is a well-known fabric from Chanderi. That is something we are promoting the local ladies who weave them, so that our guests understand the cultural importance of it, and it also helps the economy to grow. The idea is, the holistic vision is to make Taj Usha Kiran Palace an iconic palace for sure.
Thank you, Tanika, and all the best with that.
Thank you.
So, Videsh, would you please shed some light on some innovative practices in employee engagement and management training, skill development?
Greeting all once again. So in terms of employees, as we all spoke about, our associates, today there is a new trend of everybody's trying to learn how to handle, and that has become a biggest, in a way, a concern or area of concern for most of us, because the Maslow's law of hierarchy is actually inverted while you handle a millennial generation. So for them, the self-actualization is the first thing that they like to look at. So how do we create that self-actualization for them? So one is that we have a very strong induction program where we talk about the values of the company. We also talk about the values of a group companies. We also induct them through various small micro learnings that are important when they come to when they join the company. We also believe in doing a personalized learning path for them. So while they are being inducted into the system, we also give them real life simulations where they at work. So where we assess them and we understand where are they lacking, and create a training program. We also emphasize a lot on behavioral training programs. So behavioral training program is not just how do we serve a wine. It's how to handle a difficult guest. It's also how not to disturb a guest, how to ensure a non-intrusive service. So these are the programs that we have. We are probably one of the only companies that has an app, like where internal portal of employees are there, where all your offers, all your training programs, all the policies are there on the system. In fact, employees can check in and check out of the hotel with their time in and time out. So these kind of things bring in a lot of self-belongingness towards the organization. But the other part that we have is we also work towards target setting, and all the associates are told on a quarterly basis, also on a biannual basis, that where do they stand. And these targets, mind you, are from the strategy of the organization, strategy for the hotel, and target setting that is done for the senior level management, and it is also derived up to the associate level. So maybe an associate has a target to sell 10 Sunday brunches in a month, and how is he faring in terms of that? So he knows what he needs to do, and all his energies will be channelized in that manner. Apart from that, we also work towards, whenever we have a training program, we try to gamify it. So, adding a surprise element, adding a surprise gift, adding a reward. So that kind of continues the engagement of the employee during the training program. We also plan our trainings based on the complaints or the feedback that we received in the previous month or previous 3 months. So we have a very tedious, as some of our colleagues call it, Excel sheet where all the guest complaints are mapped. They are further stratified, and at the beginning of the month, we all sit together as a team of HODs. We identify the pain points. So it's not just that we are getting a complaint of AC not working in a particular room. But is that complaint coming from a particular room, or is it a generic complaint? And then this further viva analysis is made, based on which a training plan is made. So we in terms of that, so tomorrow if anybody asks also, or if we have to train our colleagues, we have a valid reason on why we are training the colleague on that particular module. Apart from this, we also work towards a cross-functional training. So we all know that there is a scarcity of manpower in the country, and having more than 150 hotels in the country and catering to large events every time. So we do send our staff to other hotels, which is kind of a cross-functional training. Apart from that, we also plan a week-long or a fortnight training for all our colleagues who can go to other hotels, learn best things from there, best practices from there, and implement that in the hotel. Employee feedback, we, like all of us have NPS for guests, we also have something called as WeConnect for our colleagues. So the senior management or the ex-com of the hotel also gets rated, also has to answer not just for guest feedback, but also for the colleagues or staffs or associates feedback. So this kind of creates a 360-degree system or 360-degree module in terms of employee engagement and training. With regards to skill development, as you may all know that the various cities, or especially places like the Northeast or Uttarakhand, we've been working closely with the government and developing. This is also helping us to create a pool of talent, which will help us in terms of our future backlog of recruitment, where we face challenges, where we are starting new hotels. As you may know that we have almost 120 hotels in pipeline. So where would the people come from? So these kind of initiatives are used by us to ensure that we have a proper I won't call it an employee management. I will call it more of an employee engagement, a skill development and training initiatives. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you, Videsh. Lots getting done, but I think what stood out for me was the word gamify.
Yeah.
So I think I must say that I'm part of a cluster which has the most active learning and development hub. A lot of new initiatives that we see are being rolled out by the L&D hub, learning and development hub. And this is one of them.
Great. So coming back to Aman, at the legacy Jhanuma Palace, talking about Nawabi influence, how do you promote that influence? How do you promote that culture with distinctive guest experience? Give us some innovative ideas, please.
So, like I mentioned earlier, the hotel has a legacy, and this legacy actually is from past 40 years. This was a palace of General Abdullah Khan and was converted into a heritage hotel in 1983. Since then, over the period of time, the brand has been innovative to enhance the services, of our guests, as well as to connect the guests with the royal lifestyle of Nawab and the culture, of Bhopal. So there are there are many, in fact, what we have done in terms of, but few which are the highlights in terms of delivering that royal experience. One is we have created a museum within the hotel in our courtyard. So it is a museum walk, and this museum walk has a collection of family photos, artifacts, and memorabilia. So all these are on a display. Apart from that, the best part of this museum is that they have the audio guide attached to this. So every section has a QR code which has the audio guide, which gives and narrates the history of of the Bhopal and those displays photographed. So this actually connects the guest. We call it a guided tour, but through a QR code. And, it gives a guest, an opportunity to understand about Bhopal and get connected to the royal background of the hotel. Apart from that, we are very much focused on our food. Like you said, the cuisine, we are very much focused on those. In a month, what we do as a practice in a year, of all the, Nawabi cuisines from Bhopal or in and around Madhya Pradesh, what we showcase and what we cater to our guests. So we do it 3 times in a year. Apart from that, we have also collaborated with few hotels. Like we've recently collaborated with one of the hotel in Mumbai where we showcased the Bhopali cuisine. There. So we have actually taken out our kitchens to Mumbai, and we have catered to the crowd of Mumbai, and given them the Bhopali taste or the royal taste, you can say. Then we have we also do a general stable. General stable it's like, we what we call it is, it's the royal kitchen of Nawab. It is an experience from their kitchen, from their menu, straight to the table of our guests. It's a complete different experience. These dishes are not part of our regular menus and what we serve. But it is only, to give the understanding of the royal cuisine and delicacies to our guests, who opt for these general tables. Then, of course, like I said, the palace was of General Abdullah Khan, and he was very fond of horses. So just to ensure that, we have that, we have that touch of his royalty as well. We have the horses in the property. And it's a beautiful scene, when they move around in the property during the early morning and the evening, where the guests can enjoy their tea or coffee at their courtyard, and they can see the horses moving around. So these are a few points, which has actually, connected our guests, and we have been able to deliver the Nawabi or the royal touch to our guests here.
Thank you, Aman, and thank you, Bhuvnesh, for this opportunity. I am handing it back to you as the true host of the event.
Thank you so much. It's always wonderful to do a show with Kanika. Look, this is my second one with her, all right, and I shall continue doing that. She's one of my favorite general managers, one of my favorite area directors, and somebody who I really look up to, considering the large area she governs, she manages, and each day she ups the bar, not just lifts it. So, yeah, and a working mother.
Truly grateful. Thank you.
So many jobs rolled into one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful show. I haven't told you, years ago, I've managed Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, while I was in employment with Whirlpool. And I'd just come back, like I said, to India. So this is like a coming back. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, the central provinces, like they say, are a favorite because they've got so much to give to India. India needs to move beyond Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Ahmedabad. There is more life in tier 2 and 3 cities than we can ever imagine. They have so much to give back, not just to the domestic traveler, but to the inbound traveler. India is a canvas of stories. India is a canvas of colors. India is a canvas of cuisines. Imagine a 5-star vegetarian hotel, right? I am a vegetarian, so I'm coming there soon. All right. So, Kanika, if I may sum up the show along with you all. So this episode, we've dissected the unique dynamics of Bhopal, Indore, Raipur, Ujjain, Jabalpur, Gwalior. We've not mentioned Bilaspur, but also Khajuraho. We've shed light on distinct challenges and opportunities which have defined luxury hospitality. We focused on general management nuances, some innovative practices. Innovation is an extremely important part of a general manager's armor, right? Like his adoption of technology. We can't, Today we are managing the show thanks to technology on mobile, on laptop, on tabs, and of course, people-centric approaches. You're going to be as good or as bad, and so is your business, as the people you bring to the table, right? And we've unraveled intricacies of leadership and operational excellence in this vibrant region. I've enjoyed being there. Kanika, thank you for being a wonderful moderator and a host and a co-panelist. Rohit, you, my second show like with Kanika, with you. Thank you for being there and being a great brand ambassador for Marriott and Indore. Tanika, Taneja, lest we confuse the name. Wonderful doing a show, our first one together, not the last one. You had an amazing asset, like I did say in the beginning. Those of us who haven't been to Gwalior, Gwalior is not just about royalty, it's about education, it's about food, it's about the armed forces, especially the Air Force, right? And extremely well connected. Do well, Tanika. Aman, you had a great property. Great property. Look, I'm a horse rider. I've done serious competitive horse riding, right? And I know I've seen the course that surrounds your hotel, right? It's the smell of horses gets me, and it's a wonderful hotel. Anybody who's not seen it should have it on their bucket list. Vidish, you had a fantastic new hotel. I hear very good things about it. We'll be there soon. Do well. Khajuraho, Vinod, is a great place to be in. Keep shining, keep lifting the bar. And I'm sure Khajuraho will give a lot more to the world. Amit, Chhatarpur, New Raipur, happening. And your both states are the ones which have just seen a change of government. So I'm sure there'll be great amount of energy which will drive the industry. Thank you for being there. Now, before we go away, let me thank Diversey with this short video. Thank you, Diversey. Thank you, Team BW. You've been a great support for me as we're walking into the late 30s of the show. And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be here again with another wonderful show. This will be episode 32, if you may. Friday, December 15th. We'll be logging in from UP East. We'll tell you what Lucknow, Varanasi, Kanpur, Ayodhya are doing for the Indian hospitality industry. Thank you so much for being there. And thank you again, Kanika, Tanika, Rohit, Vidish, Amit, Aman, and Vinod. Thank you for being there and thank you for enriching our platform. Thank you.
Thank you. And bye-bye from the heart of India.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Lovely.